Alright, welcome to the 7th episode of RCW Season 3. We just did one, what was it, Monday, right? Christmas Eve, right? That was a good one. So a lot happened on the last episode. We had Jason Outlaw go up against Dean Ambrose, and Jason Outlaw won that match very decisively. We had Chris Danger team up with Bryan Outlaw versus The Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus. And then we had Luna Outlaw go up against Becky Lynch, which is the shirt I'm wearing right now. What a coincidence. And then we had Sky Outlaw versus Nikki Bella in a regular match in which Sky won that one. And then we had a very special match for the main event, which was Triple H versus Randy Orton in a no-holds-barred match. And if Triple H did win that match, he would be added to the RCW World Title match at the RCW NV pay-per-view. So, unfortunately, Triple H was unable to do that. But fortunately for Jason Outlaw, as the match still stayed one-on-one, Randy Orton had beaten Triple H in a no-holds-barred match. So, luckily for Randy Orton, too, as well, that match stays up one-on-one. And that's what we got going here. So, it took me a little bit to make the card. Sometimes I wait a couple days to make the match card. And then I realized, I was like, whoa, I'm supposed to stream today. I didn't do the match card. So I quickly made the match card, set up all the promos. It takes a little bit for me to figure it out because I have to figure out storylines and have to make matches that have to do with those said storylines. And then I have to just fill in the rest with random matches. Like, I have to think, who haven't we seen in a while? You know, who's a part of the roster that hasn't had a debut match yet, or hasn't had a lot of, I guess, spotlight. And that's how things are going. Normally, I streamed a little earlier. I think it was 11:30, 12 o'clock ish. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out the scheduling and figuring out what times I want to stream and what times I don't want to stream. The reason being is because I was in college, so I had it scheduled the way that I did because of classes. And if I wasn't streaming, I would usually let you guys know if I wasn't streaming or not. And that's how it is. I might actually stream earlier in the day. This is sort of like random. I know that's what I have on the schedule as 2 o'clock, but I'm still trying to figure out the proper times for streaming. So we have Luna Outlaw coming out to say a few words before to start off the show. I forget. Oh, I am controlling it. I guess. I guess the other thing meant that I wasn't, so it's kind of hard to. I can't understand why the hell anyone would want to speak poorly about me, yet I stand before you tonight completely insulted and angry about some of the comments that I heard were said in the back. As a RCW superstar, I refuse to let that stand. Now, you know the Outlaws, they don't let things stand very well. Get out here, Nikki Cross. Get out here right now so we can settle this. I want to have some words with you in this ring in front of these people. Come on and let's do this. So, obviously there's a little bit of a rivalry going on here between Nikki Cross. I don't really know what ignited it. But, you know, the Outlaws are the Outlaws and they'll do whatever they want to do. It's not really, I'm excited for her to debut on Raw, though. That should be interesting. She debuted on SmackDown, and she was like a one-off. They used her, and then it was just very weird what happened with her and all that. Nothing makes this girl happier than to come out here before the RCW universe and listen to all the support you amazing fans give me. Thank you. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. I'm thinking you're either crazy or stupid. If you're crazy, no problem, I can do crazy. But if you're stupid, you've got one chance to leave before this gets worse. Obviously, Luna not very pleased about what's going on. I have no idea why, but like I said, I have no idea how this rivalry was ignited in the first place. But, you know, as GM and commissioner of the show, I should know why, but, you know, it's hard to control the Outlaws. Who are you even? You come out here like you've done something to warrant sharing the ring with me, which is weird because I didn't know you were on my level. I mean, I'd literally be surprised if you even know how to run the ropes. Insulting Nicky's in-ring ability. And obviously Luna has some nerve because she hasn't been a member of the roster a very long time and hasn't been wrestling for as long as Nicky has. So, a little bit of an issue there. You just shut your mouth before you dig yourself any deeper. You're crossing the line, that's no coming back from. So Nicky's telling her to shut her mouth. But, you know, the Outlaws don't do that. They don't. Fighting you is a waste of my time. You're not good enough to be in this ring with me. I'm only letting you stand in my ring right now because I thought it would be entertaining. However, I'm quickly losing my patience. Maybe it's time you get out of the ring. Wow, Luna very angry. For no apparent reason. I have no idea why, but... While we've been out here for what it seems like an eternity and I still don't know what you're all about, is there anything going on inside that head of yours? Best case scenario, you're going to get a match with me if you're lucky enough, and you'll lose. I just don't understand why you're so excited, so eager to be embarrassed in front of your precious RCW universe. Jesus. Like I said, the Outlaws, they got mouths on them. I can beat you while eating lunch, I can beat you with a bat, I can beat you wearing a hat, I can beat you with my hands tied behind my back. That's a rhyme. I can beat you even with my giant set of moves. I'm armed to the teeth from head to toe. When we fight, I'm coming for you, and there's nowhere for you to go. Jeez. The Twisted Sister of RCW. Very interesting choice of words. I usually don't control the promos. I didn't even know that I was controlling that one. Because it's hard to tell, because with matches, like, you select the superstar. With promos, you don't. You just sort of... do whatever it is you do. As we got Samoa Joe here versus Rey Mysterio. Now, Samoa Joe looking for some retribution. He hasn't really done well here on RCW since his debut. He hasn't really done much, and he's definitely looking to redeem himself after some of the matches that he has lost. So it should be very interesting. Rey Mysterio, on the other hand, looking to push his way to a singles title picture. He was in a tag team with Grand Metalik and broke it off, wanting to be in the singles title picture. So who knows what might happen for either of these men, while Samoa Joe is actually just trying to get back to his winning ways, while Rey Mysterio trying to get into, hopefully, an RCW singles title picture, whether it's the Carnage title or the World Championship. Those titles are held by Jason Outlaw and Bryan Outlaw, and the Outlaws are definitely doing what they're set to do. They wanted to take over RCW ever since being called up from the MWE, Manhattan Wrestling Entertainment. And they've been here, they've been down there for 2 years. And now, ever since they debuted, all of them, Sky, Luna, Jason, Bryan, all of the Outlaw family, that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to do the same thing that they've been doing in MWE, and that is take over the whole damn thing. And that's exactly what they're doing. But Samoa Joe looks to get back in his winning ways as Rey Mysterio comes out here. Now, Rey Mysterio, he doesn't really have much to lose, unlike Samoa Joe, because Samoa Joe, like I said, hasn't been winning his matches. He's been on the losing side of his matches, whereas Rey Mysterio has had so much momentum going for him ever since he broke off with Grand Metalik and started a singles career. And in my opinion, that's a good decision. If you believe that a tag team doesn't necessarily work out well, sometimes you got to reconsider your decision, and that's what Rey did. No animosity towards those two. They just thought it was the best for the both of them to continue their singles careers. And honestly, I didn't really know, as a GM and commissioner of the show, I didn't really know how long that was going to last. Whether or not we were going to actually see them tag for much longer. But anyways, the matchup is underway here as Samoa Joe lifts up Rey Mysterio and a Samoan drop to Rey Mysterio. Now, Samoa Joe, definitely the heavier one out of in this matchup. But honestly, size doesn't really matter in wrestling. It can, but if you got somebody as quick as Rey Mysterio, and you can't move quick enough, it's really difficult. So Samoa Joe is definitely going to have to take that into account in this matchup. Couple of strikes from Samoa Joe, and now Samoa Joe is on fire right now, and an Irish whip into the corner. And a German suplex to Rey Mysterio. Lifts Rey Mysterio up here. Just a couple kicks. Ooh, misconnected on that punch, and Rey Mysterio able to take advantage of it, and Rey Mysterio ducks down. And Hurricane Rana putting Samoa Joe on the ground. Now, the only way to beat Samoa Joe, I would think, is keep the heavier guy on the ground. If you can be quick enough to avoid his attacks and get him on the ground, that's a good setup there for Rey Mysterio. Because Samoa Joe definitely has Rey Mysterio outmatched in terms of size. So if he can get the bigger man down, it's a lot easier for him. That appeared to be a zigzag there. Samoa Joe looking to get to the top rope, but Rey quick enough to get up there. Takes Samoa Joe down, face first into the canvas. Now again, Samoa Joe definitely doesn't want to lose this one, because he has been on, like I said, the losing side in his matches. And how demoralizing would it be to lose to Rey Mysterio? Now, no shade towards Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is a very, very gifted athlete. But the way Samoa Joe is, and the size of this man, definitely he would feel a little bit demoralized if he lost to him, and goes for a pin there, but needs to realize where he is, and Rey does, and he gets the rope break. Ducks under. Leapfrog over. Just a simple strike. Now in the corner, punishing Rey Mysterio. Now, the thing that Samoa Joe has is he's called the submission machine. He definitely has submissions called the Coquina Clutch under his belt, and usually he almost put Brock Lesnar to sleep with that at the Great Balls of Fire WWE pay-per-view, and he competed with Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar, two guys that are probably twice the size of Samoa Joe, and he almost won, almost. And slamming Rey Mysterio down. Rey Mysterio has to look for a way back in this matchup. And a little bit of gloating here by the submission machine Samoa Joe. And Rey's got to think about what he's got to do here. Able to get out of that one. A little bit of a hesitation from Samoa Joe, but a 619 is coming up from Rey Mysterio. 619 to Samoa Joe. Now looking for the frog splash here on the top rope. Frog splash on Samoa Joe. 2, 3, and Rey Mysterio wins over Samoa Joe. And Samoa Joe's losing streak definitely continues. Wow. That's definitely not good for Samoa Joe. Not just because he just lost, but like I mentioned earlier, Samoa Joe definitely has to feel a little bit demoralized now after losing to Rey Mysterio. No shade to Rey Mysterio, like I said, very gifted athlete. But in Samoa Joe's mind, Rey is probably unworthy compared to him. So we have to keep an eye out how that's going to factor. But Rey Mysterio continuing his momentum in the singles competition as we move on to our next match, which should be... Oh, we have Bryan Outlaw first. So we have Bryan Outlaw here. I can't remember what I selected the first time. I think it's this. No, because I think if you select above them, you're not controlling them, but if you select the other one, you are, so... So we have Bryan Outlaw. He's going to be in a triple threat match against AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan because he wanted experience. Just in case if anything changes. What an illustrious, elegant crowd we have tonight. I mean, really, the best of the best clearly came out for these shows. In case you idiots can't read between the lines, I'm being sarcastic. Oh, wow. Bryan insulting the RCW universe. This is the problem with today's world. All of you think you have the right to have a voice. You all think your opinions actually matter, but that's why you pay to come here. I get paid to be here. This is my arena, not yours. Did I miss anything? I just was notified. You missed one match. It was Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio won that, but other than that, you haven't missed much. None of you appreciate me. Here I am, right in front of your faces, day in and day out. I'm on social media, interviews on the network, yet no reaction. I bust my butt every night for nothing. That's not true. Definitely not true. I'm not going to leave this arena until I'm given the match I want, but I'll be here all night if I have to. I don't care. I'm not letting another minute go by until I've been given what I deserve. You people get it through your skulls. I'm not the most entertaining. I'm not the most bombastic. I'm not the guy that's going to make you laugh and shake my hips in the ring, but I am the guy that breaks faces and wins matches, and I'm not going anywhere. So either get used to it or get a new hobby. Hey, Evan's watching. Cool. Cool. We got some family members in here. It is about to go down. That's for sure, man. With Bryan Outlaw, anything happens. That's how the Outlaws roll, man. I don't script that. That's just how they go. Well, we have Chris Frost coming back here with The Rock accompanying him to the ring. So we haven't seen much from Chris Frost yet. I have no idea what happened to him. Honestly, he just kind of went ghost, and what I'm hearing is that he's been injured, and that's why he's been gone. But we've seen The Rock help out Chris once before in a matchup against Chris Jericho, where he ran in, and so I guess the People's Champ has taken a liking towards Chris and wanting to help him out, considering he's the People's Champ. You know, he's the guy, most electrifying man in entertainment. Definitely could definitely work well out for Chris if that helps. Forget if I edited his entrance or not. I don't think I did. No, I didn't. It's the same one. I might actually edit his entrance. I don't know, because the lighting is kind of a little bit off. I might actually edit his entrance, actually really go in and edit. Most of these superstars that I have customized, I go in and I edit their entrances. But this entrance is not bad for him. He's had that since I made him, so. Now, The Rock definitely is not going to get involved in this match, or at least I would hope. The Rock's just going to observe. So, obviously, Drew McIntyre and The Rock know each other very well. We've last seen Drew McIntyre going up against The Rock, where The Rock absolutely decimated Drew McIntyre. So, of course, Drew McIntyre looks to win over Chris, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know. Chris with a clothesline to Drew McIntyre, now just stomping away. Imagine if Drew loses this match. That would be 2 losses in a row. That would be his first 2 matches, and then losing again. So that Drew definitely doesn't want that to happen. And a headbutt from Drew McIntyre. But Chris Frost, very quick on his feet, able to reverse that one. Using his bony knee to the back of Drew McIntyre and takes him down. Middle rope. Shooting star on Drew McIntyre. Patented Chris Frost. Learned that in the MWE with Bryan Outlaw and the rest of the Outlaws. That's something that they all know pretty well. And tossing Drew onto the outside. Now the outside, nothing is protecting him. It's the hardest part of the... Nothing is protecting them at all. So it's going to definitely hurt out here. And Drew is getting frustrated at this point. And I don't blame him. After being absolutely decimated by The Rock, I don't blame him for getting frustrated. But he's got to keep an eye on the count there. As Chris reverses and decides to get back in the ring. Very, very vital there. Baited Drew McIntyre back in. Middle rope again, and shooting star again on Drew McIntyre. Definitely, I don't know. I thought that coming back from an injury, Chris would have an issue. Usually, sometimes when you come back from an injury, I don't even know what it was. I think it was a leg injury, but it doesn't seem to affect Chris at all. Just a fist to the face of Drew McIntyre. Lifts him up, looking for the icebreaker. This is something we've seen him do all the time. Icebreaker on Drew McIntyre. And a rope break. Again, Chris definitely has to realize where he's at. making sure to drag Drew McIntyre in the middle of the ring where we got the beautiful RCW logo there. We have the Avalanche coming in. An avalanche on Drew McIntyre, and The Rock is fired up about it on the outside. And Drew loses again to Chris Frost. He loses again. He's had 2 matches, this being his second, and he's lost both in dominant faction. But I don't know. I don't think... Are you sure that Chris had a leg injury? I'm not even sure because it didn't look like it. If he did, it obviously all healed up. Usually superstars that have knee injuries or anything with a leg or neck or back or usually the vital parts of the body, anything vital like that, they're usually not 100%, but not to Chris. Chris was perfectly fine. As we continue to our next match. Remember, the main event tonight is Daniel Bryan, Bryan Outlaw, and AJ Styles in a triple threat match. We have Alexa Bliss versus Nikki Cross. Now this is going to be very interesting. Alexa Bliss and Sky Outlaw have had their, what's the word I'm looking for? Issues? Differences? I don't really know. I don't really know how to describe it. But they've had their issues. They will definitely have a match at the RCW NV pay-per-view. We are, let's see, 2 episodes away. So we have 8 and 9, and then we have the 10th episode being the RCW NV pay-per-view. So we had that. By the way, hopefully all of you had a fantabulous Christmas. Or, in case you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope all you had an awesome holiday. I know I did. It was really fun. Christmas is always one of my favorite times of the year because, you know, my family sometimes it's really hard to get together because everyone's got, you know, work, and Christmas is the one time of year where, you know, everybody can get together. We have the Goddess of RCW coming out. Now Alexa Bliss, I actually did get an Alexa Bliss shirt. I actually got the Bliss off shirt. It's the white one. I wanted an Alexa Bliss shirt, so I got that one. I got the Becky one on right now. Alexa Bliss looking to continue her momentum to her match. Now the stipulation of that match has yet to be determined. Now, I'd let Sky choose it. So I think I'm gonna have to talk to Alexa and see what she thinks, and see what match we can get for the pay-per-view. But I promise you, if it's anything like the match that we saw with Sky and Paige, that's gonna be good. That's definitely gonna be a good match. We have Nikki Cross coming out here. Nikki cannot worry about Luna Outlaw. She cannot worry about that. She's got to worry about the match at hand. Now Alexa Bliss with a bulldog there on Nikki Cross to start this matchup. Now Little Miss Bliss is very quick on her feet. She's 5 feet of fury, and definitely, despite her short height, the 5 feet of fury, the fury part is definitely real on that one. Thank you for the host, Carly. I appreciate it. Hopefully you had an amazing holiday. Ducks under. Little leapfrog there, but Nikki able to get her. Now Nikki with a bulldog on Little Miss Bliss. Just punches straight to the face of the Little Miss Bliss. Now Alexa looking to get back to her feet, rolls out of the way now, and an arm drag. Oh, your holiday was fun. I'm good. I'm glad. I know Christmas can sometimes be tough for some families, you know. You know, you have family members that, you know, hate each other, or, you know, stuff like that, or whatever. And that's a real sad thing, but I'm glad your holiday was awesome. My holiday was great as well. And Nicky going for a quick pin count there. Yeah, I had an amazing holiday, Anna. I really did. It was great. I got some cool gifts that I wasn't expecting. I got a couple Walking Dead figures, and I got a really cool speaker. I posted about it on my Instagram. And it's actually really nice. I was using it this morning. A drop kick onto the outside. I realize now, like every single time Christmas comes around, well, at least recently, within recent years, I've noticed that I've asked for more like shirts than anything else. Like I used to ask for like video games and stuff, but yeah, I did see your Instagram, Anna. You got some video games and some 21 Pilots shirt and a couple shirts. It's always fun to get those. I always like getting band merch and stuff like that. We have insult to injury coming up here, but Nicky able to reverse that one. And Alexa able to reverse very quick, and another bulldog on Nicky. Just rubbing her face into the canvas. Very sassy little Miss Bliss. She doesn't really work well with others. Being in charge of the women's division on Raw, previously under Baron Corbin, before the McMahons took over. And I'm actually really excited as Nicky misses whatever she was going for there. I don't know if it was a splash or what it was, but whatever it was, she missed it. Oh, you got a Metallica hoodie too. Oh, that's awesome. I love Metallica, so I'm a little jealous there. Both ladies got to keep an eye on the count here. And Nicky able to reverse Alexa Bliss. A little bit of back and forth action going on here. See, I love these types of matches. Just raking the eyes of Nikki Cross, and now she has Alexa right where she wants her now. Tossing her into the ring post. Count of 7 though. Tossing her again into the ring post face first. You got 8. Got a count of 9 here. But Alexa able to reset the count. Very smart. She has taken a couple count out victories, but I think I remember telling her that I don't like those. I don't like it when superstars take the easy way out, just get count out victories. They have to earn things. And a little bit of gloating there from Little Miss Bliss, and that's going to cost her as Nicky able to take advantage, but she escapes onto the outside. Baiting Nicky back in. Now she's got Nicky right in the front face lock and a knee strike right to the face. Now Nicky got to roll to the outside, get her bearings a little bit, roll to the apron. Able to reverse and a sunset flip into a pin. And Little Miss Bliss kicks out at 1. I don't know if you guys have seen the WWE video there where all the superstars were saying what they wanted for Christmas. And Alexa Bliss was like, I don't need anything for Christmas. I'm not going to ask Santa for anything. I'm perfect. And she goes, however, I would tell Ronda that she needs Ronda Rousey that she would need makeup. And tell Bayley she needs to get her personality. I thought that was awesome. Thought that was great. She's not wrong about Ronda Rousey's makeup, honestly. Whoever does her makeup does a terrible job, or you know. I mean, I love the makeup team. Maybe it's just the makeup that they put on her. Maybe she just doesn't look good with it, but it's just funny. I thought it was hilarious. As Nicky gets a reversal there, and now Nikki Cross looking for a kick there, possibly to the midsection. And Alexa Bliss again with a looks to an elbow to the face. Kicking Nikki right to the back of the leg there. Looking for a patented DDT. This is patented Alexa Bliss here. DDT on Nikki Cross. Middle of the ring, perfect position. And Nikki kicks out at 2. Alexa Bliss has got to be really furious right now. Going for a DDT again. And another DDT on Nikki Cross. No hesitation there. Goes right for the pin. Referee in perfect position. And 3. Gets a count of 3 there. And Alexa Bliss laughing at Nikki Cross. Something we've seen a lot lately. I've noticed that a lot with heels in this game. After victories, they just laugh in the face of their opponents after they win. Alexa saying, raise my hand again. Referee does that again. A little bit. I got new shoes. I got some awesome band t-shirts like Linkin Park. I love Linkin Park. I got a couple t-shirts. But mostly I got wrestling t-shirts. I got a lot of wrestling t-shirts, and I got a sweatshirt, a Patriot sweatshirt that was really cool. And then I got trying to think what else I got. Oh, I got a Disturbed shirt. I got that too. It's my first ever Disturbed shirt, and I've been a fan of Disturbed since 2006. So it's really shocking to me that I haven't bought a shirt. I also got a leather jacket as well. I wanted a leather jacket. It's really heavy. The thing is really heavy to pick up too. It's a really nice jacket. It's just really heavy to pick up. You got a Disturbed hoodie, so that's cool. Yeah, I love Disturbed. I've loved that band for a long time. I'm actually going to a Disturbed concert next year with my grandfather. That was part of his late birthday present. I knew that they were coming near me, and I wanted to get something nice for him. And I couldn't be there for his birthday because I had to move back to college, so couldn't be there for his birthday, and I got Disturbed tickets. Got really good seats too. Yep. I paid for him. I paid for the both of us to go, and we're going to go together. It's something that we've always wanted to do together since I became a fan of Disturbed as a kid, so I got tickets for him, and we're going to go. The tickets that I wanted to get, they sold out within minutes. I'm telling you, I've never seen concert tickets sell out that quick. Never. Never in my life have I ever seen concert tickets sell out that quick. Maybe it's just because it's Disturbed, but you know, it's I don't know, cause right when they went on sale, I waited right until they went on sale. There was a time when they went on sale. I woke up early in the morning just to buy those tickets, cause I knew that they were gonna sell out quick, and I wanted to get these VIP tickets where we could meet the band. I wanted to get those, and those sold out within minutes. Like they went on sale at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I woke up a couple minutes, maybe like 30 minutes before 10, maybe a half an hour, 20 minutes before 10, and I went on and they sold out real quick because they had a pre-sale where if you pre-ordered their newest album, you got access to the pre-sale. So they must have sold out all of those tickets in the pre-sale, and that's pretty insane for a pre-sale. It wasn't even on sale to the public. It was sailed for it was on sale. It was on sale for those who pre-ordered the album, and it wasn't even on sale to the public, and they just sold out so quickly. But I was happy anyway that I was gonna get tickets. So yeah. But we have Conor Fury here going up against Hideo Itami. So let's get right back on that. Bicycle knee strike there, and a couple knee strikes. Now we haven't heard from Hideo in a while, and you know he's the guy that's demanding respect. But Conor Fury, on the other hand, he's a very easy guy to work with. I don't really have to force him to do anything. He's always willing to do the matches that I need him to do. He was in the MWE as well with the Outlaws. He's actually a San Diego native, so he's from Cali, but he unfortunately couldn't find many wrestling opportunities out there, and somehow he got in contact with Bryan Outlaw, and he's like, yeah, here I'm in Manhattan, and I'm wrestling, and this promotion is really good. You should come out here. So he packed up his bags, moved to New York City, moved to Manhattan, and participated in wrestling there, and then same thing, got called up, and here he is. So he's also a member of the other show called Lockdown as well. So, which Lockdown, I believe we'll do Lockdown on Friday. Probably, I want to do it earlier. I don't want to stream at 2 o'clock. I want to do it a little bit earlier. Probably 12 o'clock noon. And a zigzag. On Hideo, excuse me. And Conor's pumped up now. Deep 6 on Hideo Itami. Now Conor just absolutely taking it to Hideo right now. I wouldn't expect Hideo to be this rusty, I guess. Looking for last ride here. Last ride on Hideo Itami. And he still kicked out at 2. Again, Conor's a very quick man, so is Hideo. Both men are very quick, but it seems like Conor's just taking over this matchup. And now Hideo's really mad now. He's got to be really ticked off right now. Just stomping on the chest of Conor. Yeah, I got a leather jacket. Although my mother wants to keep the tag on it because it's really heavy. It's a real heavy leather jacket. Like I've never like had trouble lifting a piece of clothing until now. Like that thing is really heavy. And it's really comfortable though. It's got like tons of pockets and everything. It's really comfortable. It looks really good on me. I like the way it looks on me, but it's heavy. So my mom wants to keep a tag on it. We might go to, there's this leather store out in the city, and we might go to that particular store to look at other jackets and try other jackets on to see if I can find a lighter jacket. See if I can find something that's a little bit more lightweight. But I really like that jacket, and it was a Christmas gift, so I really don't want to take it back. especially if I like it. You know, it's one thing if I don't. And it fits me fine. It fits me okay, but you know, I don't want to take something back that I actually really like. And another deep 6 on Hideo Itami. And Hideo's still kicked out. Yeah, no one does. Yeah, you're right. No one wants to take back something that they actually like. Last ride on Hideo Itami. And Conor Fury absolutely dominates Hideo Itami in his matchup. Now, I've never seen Hideo ever be absolutely dominated like that in a matchup. In all of his matchups that I've seen, I've always seen him, you know, bring the fight. But I guess Conor was just too much for him. Yeah, I'm honestly hoping that I don't have to take the jacket back because I love the way it looks on me. You know, so what if it's heavy? You know, honestly, I've lifted heavy things, and it's not like I'm gonna lift it. I'm gonna lift it to put it on, and after I put it on, you know, that's one thing. But when it gets rainy outside, and the weight of the rain gets on the jacket, it makes the jacket even heavier. Because of the fact that it's made of leather, the material that it's made out of. It just makes... that happened to my grandfather. He has a jacket sort of like that. And it's a biker jacket. It's basically like a biker jacket. And my grandfather has something that's sort of like that too. And what happened to him was it rained and he had to ride his motorcycle home, and it was downpour rain, and what happened was the jacket got so heavy. It was so heavy on him because of the rain. I don't know. I definitely don't want to take the jacket back, but if I have to, I have to. And it's not like I won't get another one. I'll just get another one that's a little bit more lightweight. That's why, like, I highly recommend that if you're gonna, like, buy some jacket or, you know, or something special like that, like a jacket, for example, go to a store and try one on. Don't buy one online because you don't necessarily know how something fits you unless you try it on. Like, it fits me perfectly fine. It's just a heavy, real heavyweight jacket. So that's, but, you know, other than that, hopefully I don't have to, you know, take it back or anything like that, and I can actually wear it. But, you know, because I really like the jacket. I really do. So I hope that I don't have to take it back or anything like that. I can't remember which one is which. Does this control him or does this not? I don't know which one controls. Alright. We're just gonna go with it. Oh, it's the middle one. The middle one is the one that doesn't control him. It's the upper one that does. Okay. Seth Rollins definitely has to make his case. He says that he wants to be a part of the RCW Carnage title match. He's won a couple matches, so I don't see why not. He can be. Just in case it needs to be said, I'm the hardest working superstar in this company, and I need to be given the respect I deserve. I've sweat buckets and shed too many tears and didn't get noticed any longer. to go unnoticed any longer. Week in and week out, I come to this ring and prove I'm the best. No one can out-wrestle me, yet I never get my title shot. I'm tired of proving myself all the time. I want my title shot here and I want it right here, right now. Well, you know what, Seth? You might actually get it. Talent like me only comes around once in a lifetime, and that's why I'm not waiting to be granted an opportunity. If you don't want to heed my request, I'll take things into my own hands. Well, you earned your way to be here. Bring it if you think you got it, but know this, I'll never quit, I'll never surrender, and I'll never stop until I'm champion. Very valid point. Well, you know what? Let me make it official. It will be Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus Bryan Outlaw for the RCW championship match, or championship, in a triple threat match. And speaking of triple threat matches with Bryan Outlaw in them, here's one. So Bryan Outlaw, I don't know how he knew this, but the matches that are made for the pay-per-views aren't final. There's stuff that still can change. So he wanted to challenge himself. He probably knew that this was going to happen, so he's like, give me a triple threat match, throw me in with two superstars, and let me see if I can take them out. So he thinks of this as like a practice match to prepare himself for the match at hand at Envy. So this should be very interesting to see what happens here. Now, here's one of the things that I want to happen with WWE 2K20. When there are matches with multiple people in them, rather than watch their individual entrances, they should have an option that says skip to match. So it just skips all of them. So you don't have to keep doing this, where you skip scene, skip scene, skip scene, over and over and over. They should just have a match. They should just have a skip to match button and have that happen. You have a new leather jacket on Bryan Outlaw. This is sort of like the one that I have. This is pretty much exactly like the one that I have. It's got like buckles on the front of it. It's got tons of like buckles and zippers and stuff. Except it's a little red and it's got the logo on the back. And we have AJ Styles, the former RCW Carnage champion, who took it from Seth Rollins. Imagine what a win this would be if he can beat both Daniel Bryan and Bryan Outlaw. That would definitely make his title opportunities increase if he's able to win this. Because you got to win matches to get title opportunities. And Daniel Bryan, the yes man, or even though he's not the yes man anymore, the new Daniel Bryan says the yes movement is dead. So he's some like environmentalist heel now, apparently. That doesn't matter because that's WWE and this is RCW. But Bryan Outlaw right out of the gate spears Daniel Bryan. That's something he likes to use right out of the gate. And AJ Styles sort of taking a breather. And Bryan's just going to say goodbye. He's just going to walk. He's just going to walk away. Bryan's on the outside of the ring without a care in the world, just walking away. It's a very smart idea. Let those two fight. And a backbreaker on Daniel Bryan. You know what? Bryan's just going to redecorate the announce tables. Get them ready. Because I know how much he likes to do elbow drops through them. How much he likes to do corrections through them. But Daniel Bryan looks to come after Bryan Outlaw now. And now both men double teaming Bryan Outlaw now. They realize that, you know, one person can't stop him, but probably two can. And a reversal there. Looks like to be some sort of stunner to Daniel Bryan there. No countouts, no disqualifications. This has to play in the role of Bryan Outlaw. And Bryan Outlaw grabs a chair and uses the chair on Daniel Bryan. This is definitely a matchup that favors the Outlaws, because anything with no disqualifications, it favors the Outlaws. Switching the targeting to AJ Styles and hits AJ Styles with the chair. AJ Styles able to get out of the way, and again AJ Styles gets wrecked with the chair. Turning his attention to Daniel Bryan, but misses. Tossing Daniel Bryan into the steel steps there. Now the amount of damage that Bryan can do with a steel chair is absolutely insane. That's why it's the Outlaws' weapon of choice, because they do the most damage with that one. And a neck breaker by AJ Styles. Now AJ turns his attention to Daniel. Bryan's got to get up. Again, no disqualifications, no countouts. Anything goes in this matchup. And AJ tossing Daniel Bryan face first into the ring post. Daniel Bryan doing a little bit of gloating. Or, sorry, Bryan Outlaw doing a little bit of gloating in the ring there. And now Daniel Bryan's going to roll out, take a little bit of a breather. Working on the leg of not Daniel Bryan. I keep messing up because they both have the same name. Looking to pin Bryan Outlaw, but Bryan Outlaw is still very fresh in this matchup. A reversal there. Suplex to AJ Styles, and now Daniel Bryan gets back in. And a drop kick to Daniel Bryan now. Looking to toss Bryan to the outside of the ring. A little bit of a reversal there. And a pin combination, but realizing that AJ's getting up, he cancels out of that. Turning his attention to AJ, and a big boot to AJ Styles, and AJ deciding to roll onto the outside. And a suplex back into the ring by Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan's on the comeback now. A little bit of a roll-up and a rope break. They should be off, considering it's a triple threat match. There are no rope breaks. Should be off, but I don't know what's going on. And a blue thunder bomb there by Bryan Outlaw, and AJ gets back in the ring, and a Samoan drop on AJ Styles. And now Bryan Outlaw is fired up. Realizing he's got to switch the targeting. A little bit of a drop kick doesn't phase Daniel. A couple of knee strikes to the head. But AJ able to intercept it there. Again, a reversal, a couple punches to the midsection. We still have yet to see a correction in this matchup. Grabbing AJ. And another suplex to AJ Styles. One of these men has to be tossed out to the ring, because otherwise you cannot pin anybody. You're not going to be able to pin both. To pin both of them, you can only pin one. Looking for the armbar here. And a rope break. Even though that these should be off, rope break should definitely be off in this matchup. Because it's triple threat rules. Tossing Bryan to the corner. What's he going for here? Looks at the fist and a fist drop off of the middle rope there. Ooh, AJ miscalculated on that, and a Hurricane Rana to AJ Styles and a kick right to the midsection. Bryan flexing on the crowd. He definitely likes to do that. Jason likes to do that as well. Lifts him up and goes for the low blow on AJ Styles. And he almost got Bryan off guard there. Going on to the apron. Now both men are on the outside now. And yes kicks on AJ Styles. Going for the low blow on Daniel Bryan. But again, Bryan able to intercept it. 2 count of 2, and Daniel Bryan wins in the triple threat. Jeez. That cost Bryan the victory there. I have to think him getting a little too cocky, going for the low blow. That makes me worried a little bit. Because Bryan, before this matchup, was all like, oh, I'm going to prove myself. I'm going to prove to everyone that I can beat 2 men. But unfortunately for him, unable to come out with a victory. But that doesn't matter, honestly, because it's not for the title. So Bryan really needs to shrug this off and focus on his next matchup. More specifically, the title matchup that he has at Envy. So it'll be Seth Rollins, Shinsuke Nakamura against Bryan Outlaw for the RCW Carnage Championship. Now, are we gonna see history repeat itself and have Bryan lose and somebody else gets the title? I don't know what happened to Bryan there. He got a little bit too cocky there with the going for the low blow, and I think that's what messed him up. I think despite there being no disqualifications, I really think to win this match, Bryan's got to have eyes in the back of his head. He's got to let that cockiness go and just wrestle like he wrestles. He's going for the low blow, yet the opponent has an opportunity to reverse it, and it can come back to haunt you. So, and that's what exactly happened here in this matchup tonight. But we've seen Bryan win against adversity. Triple H had him a couple times in that Lights Out match. We've seen him overcome adversity. So this should be no different. The only difference is he's got 2 guys to worry about instead of 1. Honestly, it's gonna be. And I asked Bryan about it, and I said, and this was before it was a triple threat matchup. This was before. This was before I made the announcement that it was going to be Seth Rollins and Shinsuke. So originally, I talked to Bryan and I asked him, "What if you lose the title? What if you go up against Shinsuke and you lose, and Shinsuke beats you? And he told me, he's like, well, for one, it's not going to happen. And two, even if it does happen, I'll come back even stronger. So, that just shows you that the title means a lot to Bryan, but even if he lost it, he doesn't care, because he'll just go after another one. I also asked him what he thought about his brother going up against Randy Orton for the RCW World title. And he said that Randy Orton is definitely a guy that you gotta watch out for. And his brother does not seem to realize that. The Outlaws, they are definitely not people that you want to mess with. They're not easily scared, intimidated people. So it takes a lot to intimidate them. And I'm pretty sure in the back of Jason's mind, he is a little bit intimidated by Randy Orton. I mean, after seeing that Hell in a Cell match with him and Jeff Hardy, after seeing that, watching him literally stick a screwdriver through Jeff Hardy's ear after ripping out the gauges that he has in his ear. Like, that's absolutely brutal. And I can guarantee you that Randy Orton is going to be the same guy that he has been all along. He's not going to change. But as we go into the next show here, I thought I'd show you guys real quickly just how... Let me see if I can do that. Can I do that? So Bryan Outlaw has held the title. He is the longest reigning RCW Carnage champion of all time, with 119 days being held. So that's pretty insane. So let's check the reign of some of them. So Sky has only held the title for 54 days. Lita's only held the title for a week. And Paige has held the title for 169 days. So if she can retain at the pay-per-view against Alexa Bliss, if she's able to retain against Alexa Bliss, then that title reign will continue. She definitely wants to beat Paige's record. And we'll have to see if that happens. As far as the Hardy Boys, let's quickly check on the Hardy Boys. How long have they held the... Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys, have held the title for 54 days. And that's because I had to remake these titles. And that's why you see that. That's why you only see 7 days on the Finn Balor and Alistair. Because they've held the title probably longer than that. It's all just because I had to redesign the titles and delete them because of a bug in the game. But let's see. A lot has happened. So we have The Rock, who held the world title for 98 days. Braun Strowman, who held it for 78 days. And Jason Outlaw, who has held it now for 49 days. So he's getting up there with Braun Strowman. On the bright side, Jason does not have to face Braun Strowman as of now. Because, trust me, if that becomes a triple threat match in which Braun Strowman is the guy, is one of those men in the ring, it's all over for Jason. It literally is. Because he's got Randy Orton and he's got Braun Strowman. And Braun Strowman is a big man. He can... Jason has definitely shown his worth against men like Seth Rollins. that match between those two, that was a pretty insane match. But, however, the only person that's been able to hang with Braun Strowman is Brock Lesnar. And he is not a member of the RCW roster. So, that just goes to show you... that just goes to show you how many superstars get absolutely manhandled or monster handled by Braun Strowman. So, but we have, let's see, we're on episode 7 right now, so we got 2 more episodes to go before the RCW pay-per-view, or RCW NV pay-per-view. I apologize, because we have 2. So we got that, and then we have Lockdown on Friday. So next stream is going to be Lockdown on Friday, probably a little bit earlier. Normally, I want to do it a little bit earlier. So we got that. That's gonna happen Friday. I'm excited for that. That should be amazing. That should be fun. I think what I'm gonna do for streaming going forward is to have 2 episodes of RCW per week, kind of like I was doing before, and then have that 1 episode of Lockdown. I think we'll be on episode 4 or 5 of Lockdown, so that'll be interesting. We got a lot of things happening on that show as well. By the way, I still need guys that are on the for the roster. There's only, I think, 18 right now, 18 or 19 superstars right now that are on the Lockdown roster. So there needs to definitely be more guys. I'm thinking I want maybe about 30 to 40 people, maybe even 50. Because obviously I don't use all 119 or 120 RCW superstars on here. So I don't use the whole entire in-game roster on here. But the reason why I have 119 superstars added to the roster is because that way, if I can't really think of anything, I'll be like, oh, let me throw this superstar in with so-and-so and let's see how it goes. You know, that's most of these superstars that are on this roster, except for the Outlaws and except for a decent, maybe about 15... 10, maybe about 10, 15 or so people. 10 or 15 or so people have really good storylines. But I don't like starting storylines that I can't finish. I don't like starting storylines that I can't finish. So that's why when I was telling people I don't want to make more superstars for the RCW roster right now, that's the reason why. Because I write everything down. I write down who wins. That's why I have this paper right here, so I know who wins. I know the outcome of the matchups and stuff, so that I can reflect on what happened on the next episode. But I don't like to have multiple storylines going on, because all of that, I don't write that down. That's all in my head. And the reason why I don't like to write stuff down is because I prefer storylines to just stick in my head. Because then if I have something written down, chances are it's set in stone and I want it to stay that way. I always think of maybe 3 or 4 different scenarios a storyline can go. Especially with the Outlaw storyline with Paige. Like, literally, I thought of 3 or 4 different situations that could have gone. Like, honestly, I'll tell you guys this right now, real quick, that one of the storylines that I had planned for the Paige and Bryan Outlaw storyline, when that, like, first came about, that one of the storylines that I had planned was Bryan lost the title. And that's why he left Paige. It wasn't because of Sky Outlaw and that rivalry or anything like that. I honestly had that's one of the storylines that I had, where Bryan would have lost the title, would have blamed Paige, that would have caused the tension between the two, and then Bryan would have been like, bye bitch, and would have left. So that's one of the storylines that I had planned. Now that I just told you that, I'm probably not going to end up using that. But with that said, I'd like to clear something else up before I end you guys here. So there are some of you that say that I'm not going to make Bryan lose the title because he's supposed to be me. Now, I can tell you I'm not going to be biased just because Bryan Outlaw is supposed to be me. Like, I'm not going to make him champion for forever. Like, he's not, like, where is he at right now? He's at 119 days holding the title. So I'm not going to make him hold it for a whole entire year before he loses the thing. You know? And that's the thing that I don't like that WWE does. A lot of times what they do, it's like with Brock Lesnar. They'll have him win the title, they'll have him not show up, and then he'll just hold on to it forever. And nothing will happen. Like, he won't wrestle for it or whatever. At least the way I have with Bryan is that Bryan defends it at every single pay-per-view. You know, I have him defend it at every single pay-per-view. Because that's the way it should be. You should have to put your title on the line at every single pay-per-view. There's no excuse that your title shouldn't be put on the line at a card. Unless somebody is medically cannot compete. Which sometimes I have that happen as part of storylines, but yeah, for those of you who think that Bryan's gonna hang on to the title for forever because he's supposed to be me and I have like some bias towards him, he's not. I can tell you for sure that he's not gonna hang on to the title. Will he lose it at Envy? Well, you're gonna have to find that out. But I will tell you this, he is gonna lose it at some point. Because I have other storylines planned for him that I think are going to go really well for him, even after he loses this title. But other than that, you're just going to have to wait and see what happens. If he loses it at Envy, he loses it at Envy, and that's where we're at, and we go from there. If he doesn't, then he doesn't. You know, then we think of something else. So that's the whole beauty of, you know, me creating RCW, is having different scenarios for everything. So in case I lose on accident or lose on purpose, you guys don't know whether or not I'm losing on accident or losing on purpose. You guys don't know that. That's the whole point. So in case something happens where I think in my head, like, oh crap, I was supposed to win that match, or oh crap, I was supposed to lose that match instead of winning it, that's where it makes it fun, because then I have to completely think of a whole different scenario than what I was gonna go for. So that's what always makes it fun, is that I change things according to the results of matches, with the possibility of me losing on accident, or me winning on accident, being a possibility. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of RCW. Like I said, we're gonna have Lockdown on Friday. We're gonna have that, and then on Monday we're gonna do RCW again. Wednesday, probably another episode of RCW. And then that'll close out the regular episodes, 8 and 9. And then we'll be taking a break for a bit from RCW, not from streaming. But from RCW. So we're gonna take a break from that, and then we're just gonna find either other things to stream that aren't WWE, or I can stream, or I can do Lockdown for a little bit, and have that, because that's its own separate show. And then we'll wait a little bit, and then we'll have Envy, and then we'll do that. We'll have a date set for Envy. I usually like to do the pay-per-views on a Friday, a little bit later in the day, but this time, since I'm not at college, it'll probably be a little bit earlier, but the pay-per-views will be able to be watched after the fact, just like every other episode is. So we're gonna have that, and then we're gonna take a break after we have Envy, and then just to let everyone catch up, because after doing 10 episodes, there are people that miss stuff, and I like to give that time for people who have missed stuff, for people who want to actually watch it, and actually love the show enough to watch it, that I want people to have that time to catch up on shows. It's kind of like with any other TV show, so I like to catch up on stuff too. There's some times where I forget that I have to still watch SmackDown, so, you know, it happens. When do I start college again? January 14th. I have to go to like some open house thing on the 11th of January to take like a tour of the place. So that should be fun. But that's when I start college again. Once I start college again, I will adjust the schedule accordingly. So I'll have to take a quick look at my college schedule for next semester and adjust that accordingly. It'll probably still be 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, whatever it is now. You know, because I'd like to give myself time to do homework. So, you know, whatever happens. Although, like, most of the classes that I'm taking are, like, communication based, and even in the classes that I took that were communication based, we didn't really have much homework. So I doubt it'll be 3:44 is the time now. Yeah. So it might be a little different. Like I said, I'm still ironing out a few kinks and figuring out how I want this to go, because I didn't expect to transfer to another college. So I'm still trying to figure out how things are gonna go. So I kind of have to map that out around my college schedule. But anyways, I'll let you guys know if anything changes. I usually am pretty good about updating my Instagram. I post all the time on there. Sometimes random crap. But I always like to keep track of stuff to make sure to keep you guys in the loop. Like, I'll tell you when I'm not streaming, or I'll tell you if, you know, if I'm not streaming, I'm not streaming. Unfortunately, the only issue that I have right now, like, that Anna experienced, is that with notifications for YouTube, for Twitch, they're completely fine. I've noticed for Twitch, a lot of people have been here on time when the stream actually starts, and it's okay if you can only catch part of the stream. But the fact that YouTube's not notifying people when I go live, like, that's been an issue for a lot of other YouTubers, not just me. Like, sometimes videos won't show up in the sub box, in the subscription. So a video will be up for, like, I don't know, 15-20 minutes or a day, and some subscribers won't have access to it, but others will. You know, the way YouTube works is kind of funky. I really don't know why it does that, and I apologize for any of those of you who have issues with it. But there's not really much I can do about it, because it's just a YouTube thing. So if you have the notifications checked, like if you have this little, there should be this little bell that says, that you click on, and it says you'll receive occasional notifications, you receive all notifications, or you can select to receive none. So I don't know YouTube is in charge of sending those out. I'm not. So I apologize for any of those of you who have missed streams just because of YouTube being stupid and not sending out notifications. But other than that, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's episode of RCW. Again, we're going to continue just like normal. It's all going to be normal. It's the same thing. I like the way the schedule is, and I hope you guys do. Let me know if there's anything I can do to improve the stream to make it easier for you guys to be able to watch them. I can make changes to the schedule. Like, the schedule is obviously going to change. The days aren't, but the times might, you know. But let me know if there's anything I can do for you guys to make the streams, like, I don't know, easier for you guys to watch, or easier for you guys to be able to tune in, because I hate it when people miss stuff because of, you know, because of me, not because of, whatever they got to do. And I understand that not everybody can, tune in to all the streams, but, you know, it is what it is. So let me know if there's anything I can do to improve RCW, improve the streams, or anything. Right now, I don't really have a setup. I literally, my laptop is sitting on a tote right now. There's no stand for it. There's no like coffee table like I had in my dorm room. So I'm gonna try and figure out a way to set it up to where it's most comfortable for me, and so that everything is normal. So I'm gonna try and figure that out. But until then, I'll catch you guys next time on an episode of RCW. Again, we'll have Lockdown on Friday. I'll let you guys know when I'm going live. I'll try to... I'll probably start doing it on my Snapchat stories too. Like, I'll take a picture of the TV or something before I go live and post it to my Snapchat stories. So for those of you who have me on Snapchat that don't use Twitter or don't use Instagram or don't whatever... because most of y'all probably have a Snapchat by now. So for those of you who don't have the notifications enabled or don't know when I'm going live, I'll have it on Snapchat now. I'll start doing it on Snapchat, just for more people to come in, so that, you know, people that want to come in are able to, simply because it's posted on another platform. Because that's what YouTube or that's what social media is used for, to let people know what you're doing. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on Friday for Lockdown.